here I am, Thursday, 21st of August. Cheers, people. Cheers. So, I'm probably one of the few folks who does the video every day. I don't know. I see that the album review, that fella does several videos a week. But, I like this. I do. It's a gorgeous morning. It's a gorgeous morning. So really what I want to share today is, and that's the thing, is if I have something to share or to talk about, then I do. But, actually, I have something to talk about every day, don't we? So in personal music news, which is good, thankfully, the Otis project is coming along. And I forgot to share that I played for Doug what Mike Watt sent to me. I played him, the piece. It was instructive, actually, for me to listen to the piece with Doug of Watt Birds with Mike's contribution, because it's like, oh, okay. And Doug picked up on it right away because Mike adds a harmony bass line to the song, which, it's like, oh, that's pretty cool. It really starts to come together towards the middle and the end of the song. Pretty cool, actually. So I'll just, if you happen to see this, Mike, it's like, oh, that's good. Okay, yeah, that's working real good. So the other thing to share is I got to work on music for folk song number 3 yesterday, and I thought I was on the right track. And so what I did was I sent what I was working on, I sent a file to Doug to get some feedback before I went any further. And I'm glad I did, because I needed more direction, which he gave. He wanted it darker, which leads into showing some records, because you folks who listen to my music and buy it notice that I don't do dark too much at all. If anything, the music that I make is, the ears suck today, they do. It's setting up, it's music to live by, okay? And so there's that aspect to most of what I'm doing. And so there's not a lot of darkness. So I needed a reference. I needed a reference point to work from. And when I got to thinking, I didn't have to think too hard. All I had to do was look over here, and it's like, geez, let me go to a source. Universe Zero. Universe Zero. I listened to this album, Heresy. This was just what I needed to hear. And so Guy, if you happen to see this, because I know that Guy Seggers, the fellow sitting in the wheelchair right there, their original bass player, he's a long-distance musical friend. He's been a guest on my channel, and he watches me, I understand. So if you see this, Guy, you were indirectly an inspiration to the work I did yesterday. Now, what I love sharing, besides, I enjoyed this. It's a good pressing. So, this, and it was instructive, because the album starts with a melodic figure that almost sounds like a cliche, but it isn't. It is literally that triad. I know they call there's the chord, the devil's chord. Well, you could call this thing the devil's triad. It's similar. Actually, it's not similar to Mars, which started Black Sabbath, but it's in that sort of mode. So I didn't copy it at all. It just showed me, okay, dark intervals. And so that's what I did. I got to work, I got started on it. And so I decided to send what I had started thinking, okay, I don't know, I might have gone too far. So I sent it to Doug. He had to call me. He was knocked out, blown away. And I love sharing this because he has done that to me twice now while working on this project with his words and his delivery, where I was really, quite honestly, touched and moved. So unexpectedly, to get that strong of a reaction, he sent me an email, and then he had to call. And I appreciate it, Doug. I know you're seeing this because you made me stop. Because out of my humility, I just said, "Oh, thank you, okay," and I kind of keep going. He said, "Hold on, hold on." Wow, he wanted me to get that. You nailed it, and well, I did. I had to make sure I hadn't gone too far. And so 3 out of 4 of the tracks for the EP that we're going for basically are in the bag. I told him, well, it's not complete. He said, oh no, it's kind of punk. Awesome. The other part of the thing I want to share about this collaboration is how it's wonderful to be working with someone else who is experienced enough and mature enough to put the ego aside and let the art do the talking. And that's what we're doing. I know how to do it too. I have lots of practice at it. And apparently Doug does too, or he just knows what's important. It's not important to stroke the ego. I love how he was able to give me good feedback on the first draft that I sent him. Not tiptoeing around. So this is close, but and then here's what it needs: ABC. Oh, that's what I needed to know. Boom, boom, boom. There it is. I appreciate that challenge, and I love this energy. And I am activated. It has me just writing and recording and trying things. So the fourth piece, I thought I might have a piece of music already that fits the clock is ticking. And I actually have a couple different things that could work, which means I need to just go ahead and write something new. I don't know if anything will happen today, but sharing with you the process, it's wonderful. It's life-saving, and it's a real wonderful focus period. Like someone who is into fixing cars and maybe found an old jalopy that they're slowly refurbishing. Art can be like that, or it's like that. You're creating, you're building, you're restoring, whatever it is. It's a wonderful process. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. It's a beautiful morning. Last night it got down into the 60s, so it was just a fantastic morning to wake up. I just got done sitting outside with the cats, my new friends. Yeah, they don't let me pet them, but they're our cats. Me and my immediate neighbors. That's our crew. I love it. So there is some records to show because music is a big part of what I do. And I like to watch interviews. So Billy Corgan of the Smashing Pumpkins, I really like his channel. And people complain, and I did actually a while back sort of complain that Billy is always injecting himself into people's stories and interrupting them and stuff. But I get it now. I really get it. I tolerate it better now. His latest interview is with Sam Moore of Sam and Dave. What a sweet conversation, and what an eye opener. Sam Moore tells us things that none of us knew unless you were in his circle about the history of Sam and Dave and his perspective on it, which was like, oh, and I loved it because Billy had the same. It's like like, wow, a lot of things that you would have assumed were going on, none of that was happening. And I really like how there's an aspect to the way that Billy tries to talk to his, guests that is therapeutic. He's kind of digging, but he's not digging for the usual shit. He's trying to, as an artist himself and someone who has experienced superstardom, the true um, um, what fame will bring you. He's experienced it, so he has a perspective that is informed and interesting. He can trade. He knows what it's like, and so that informed point of view makes him interesting to me. He did Danny Elfman recently of formerly of Oingo Boingo, and that was a therapy session. Danny Elfman kept saying it. He kept tearing up, and I just love it. So I've never bought a Smashing Pumpkins record. I watched their videos. I noticed them when they first came out with Gish, but it was like my interest in alternative was like already moving past them claiming the spotlight for their generation, if that makes any sense. But I respect what he's done, and I do hear that he has a good ear for melody. And Jimmy Chamberlain was a secret to the band. Good ass drummer. You got to have a good drummer. And Jimmy Chamberlain's a good drummer. I wanted to share that. The other thing that I'm watching now, and it's interesting, is the Beatles Bible channel, and it's worth it. I'm a longtime Beatles fan. I'm actually interested, so I've been watching the making of Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band, which is a 4-hour video. I'm almost done. I've watched almost all of it, and it's very informative. And you hear from the Beatles interviews a lot. And something that I sort of figured out without knowing it, but is confirmed. George Harrison was absent for the making of Sgt. Pepper's. He wasn't into it. Within You and Without You is the main thing that he did. On several other tracks, all he did was play the tambourine because Paul was so focused and knew what he wanted and just did it himself, which I can relate to. I'll just do it myself. Which is why I don't try harder to collaborate here in Omaha or period. I've had a couple folks reach out recently, internationally, and I'm not interested. It's just, mostly I'm not. Then someone else was trying to reach me about contact information for my guests, and I don't feel that's my place. Okay? The contacts that I have with Gentle Giant were basically a gift. And they're friends, so I'm not farming that out. Good luck to the person, okay? I hope they understand. I don't think it's my place to be sending out, people's personal contacts. That's not my job. That's not what I do. I'm not a publicist or, you know what I'm saying. I think you do. So along those lines, let me share this thought before I forget. I've been seeing where Gentle Giant's getting props. Part of it is to do with promotion for Dereck Shulman's book that's either out or about to come out. And they just did a video clip about when Elton John was in their band. Gentle Giant is a great, great band. And then also how Steven Wilson has been sharing that the Gentle Giant is second only to the Beatles in creativity, according to Steven Wilson of Porcupine Tree. I love that he said that publicly. His opinion has weight, and I agree with him. I think Gentle Giant is one of the greatest bands ever. I'm extremely honored that I got to talk to 4 out of the 5 main members of the band. Ray Shulman unfortunately passed away before we could make that happen. He was too sick. So I share that. So otherwise, musically, this is what actually got played in the last day or two. I pulled the Peter Gabriel. If you see this fella who gave this to me, thank you. I forget your name already. He gave me the 2024 new versions, remastered, whatever they are, of the Peter Gabriel albums. 1, 2, 3, and 4. He gave me all 4. And I can see where getting a super deluxe 45 RPM version of this would be worthwhile. This is good. This is a good remaster or whatever they did to it. Sounds great. I love this album. It used to make me just cry. Wallflower. It would just bring deep emotions. It's so interesting how Peter Gabriel over the years has worked so slowly. He sounds like a young man here. Excuse me, because I've been growing up with his voice, and as each record comes out, well, I'm that much older too, so it sounds like the moment. So going back, you can hear how much younger he was on this album. This is a fantastic album. It's not quite a masterpiece, but it's really amazing. It's quite a work, quite a piece of work. Another. So someone was asking things that I go back to. Well, you see them because over the years, the groups and records that keep popping up, that's so here's one of those bands, Opeth. Oh man, I love this band. Which one is this? Ghost Reveries. Pardon me. I learned a lot of this album because he was on a Jag. Michael Ackerfeld was on a Jag with his writings. Stellar. And this is one where I went ahead and ordered it, knowing that it would go out of print fast. And I listened to most of this. And I can live with the growly vocals. The music is, and the power of the music. And also give respect to the former members of the band, because Marty, the drummer, I'd have to look it up, but the drummer, who's long gone, he gave the record a swing. He had a swing in his playing. A secret of the sauce. I'm slowly remembering records from recent past to play on my new stereo. It's what it's like. It's like a new stereo with that damn new needle. And so I keep remembering, okay, it wasn't that long ago that this came out. Sun's Signature with Elizabeth Fraser, her partner, and other people like Steve Hackett is on all over this. What a beautiful EP. Heavenly Voice. singular sounding music. It's not Cocteau Twins. It's not. It's this what it is. Sun's signature. I hope there's more music coming. And again, the sonics. That's what I like about the trajectory of the development of audio. Is how, as time has gone on, we have become less timid of low frequencies. And so to me, some of the coolest low frequency things that you hear sound better on vinyl. There's something about the way the needle and the cartridge and the movement of the air. It's like I'm sensing it. I'm experiencing it, and it's absent from the digital experience. So this was wonderful. I needed some Sakamoto. And so it's interesting. This is a soundtrack that he did for anime, Royal Space Force, El de Enemies. And whenever I post this is a bootleg actually. It's unofficial. I do have the official CDs, including, I don't see it. I have the whole movie on vinyl, including the the dialogue. But I love this music, and it's like whenever I post it, they talk about how Sakamoto was unhappy about something regarding the film and his music. I don't know what it is, but I sure do like this music. And I noticed yesterday, if I knew it was there, I'd forgot, about an insert. I think I discovered the insert with the record yesterday for the first time. It's a poster. I love this music. I love Sakamoto. It inspired me to start a new piece of music. Sakamoto does that to me. Start a new piece of music with the idea of mine in mind of maybe this would be good for number 4, but I can already tell no, it's not. But I'm liking what it is. So Sakamoto inspires me. I also played this by Sakamoto. The soundtrack master, Staggering Girl. This has a nice textured cover. Haven't seen the movie, really don't want to see the movie. This music is all I need. This is the green vinyl. And it's the track on here called Dance that inspired me to try and find those chords. Because I don't know chords, I don't know music. I do it by ear. And so that's what that was about. And I think that's the only other, I played a little bit of this again because of the needle. And wow, this is a sonic journey. Sunroof, Daniel Miller and Gareth Jones, the Mute label, with their modular synthesizers. They go deep on here. There's some real interesting subwoofer type stuff that's going on here. Very interesting, very, very creative. That's the lowdown for today. I love spending a few minutes with you as I feel, and most every day it's a good way to start. I took a little clip of me sitting out in front of the house this morning. You can't quite see the cat. I was trying to catch the cats, but you see the sunshine. I'm thinking if I don't forget, I'm going to tack it on here to the video. Good to hear from you yesterday, Stephanie. Always love it when you let me know how you're doing. I love you all very much. Have a good day.